The Premiership League Cup ties are up and running. I don't know if you guys paid even the slightest bit of attention over in Lisbon yesterday, but there's 3 scorelines in particular that I want to discuss with you before we move on to Rangers and Russell Martin, and a very interesting throwing down the gauntlet moment really to Jack Butland. But the 3 games that leapt off the page for me yesterday, Hearts winning 4-1 at home to Dunfermline. Loris Shanklin scored 2 from the spot. So there's a good bit of business that seems to be paying dividends already. Brechin 0, Falkirk 7, which tells you that Falkirk are in flying going into the return to the top flight. I know that these are early days and you'll say it's only Brechin, but to score 7 goals in any game suggests that they've got their tails right up. And then there was Dundee 0, Airdrie 1 at Dens Park, which, given that Stephen Presley kind of knows that he's up against it in terms of winning the hearts and minds of the punters at Dens, that's hardly the start that he wanted to get off to.
No, I still laughing at his opening gambit when he got the job. Because if you're looking at a guy who wins trophies and all that stuff, I'm not your man.
He's nothing if not honest, Big Elvis.
Listen, the big man's great, isn't he? Not the start he would have wanted. He's looking to win over people and win over some friends early. That's not going to help, is it? But this competition is a minefield for teams like this because they're nowhere near ready for the season. They're still building squads. I mean, it's a treacherous competition. There's managers in the Premier League who have lost their job after this competition. The season's not even started yet.
Well, as you say that, Mick, Presley should go already.
There you go. There we go. First week in the gig. A bad start. A worrying kind of start. But it is, again, it's really, really early and it's still pre-season as such. I know this I'm not a huge fan of the group stages in the League Cup.
But it's better than friendlies, isn't it?
I know, but for clubs, it's an extra. I know they get bodies, they get fans in the games, it makes money for them, but they've got to pay contracts earlier than they've been before, and they say managers can get their books before the season even started. So I don't know. It's not something I'm not sure about it, but I'm pretty sure Stephen Presley's not sure about it either now. Behind the 8 ball after the first game.
That's an interesting one. Again, new boss Derek McInnes at Hearts. Listen, that scoreline sounds nice and easy, 4-1 against Dunfermline. I don't think the details would suggest that it was just as easy as it looks. I think it was 1-1 for a long spell, and Shanklin got 2 goals late on in the second half to put a bit of breathing space, make it 3-1, then obviously 4. Ryan, what are you expecting from Hearts this season? Do you think they can challenge Celtic at the top end of the table, get in between Celtic and Rangers? What are you expecting from them?
No, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Certainly not this season. I think, first of all, they've got to get in the top 6. If not, then they could be Neil Baller again. You'd hope that they would push Celtic Rangers as much as they can. Definitely, I think they'll be pushing Hibs for third place as well. Hibs and Aberdeen. They were just I think they kind of lost the fear factor at Tynecastle as well over the last few years. So I think McInnes will definitely make it, go get a fortress again. Obviously you've got the Tony Bloom's investment and the Jamestown Analytics, which we've all heard about as well. So they'll be bringing in more and more signs as we go on. And you definitely got strong Hearts in the Premiership. But I've said this before. I mean, I'm 31 in my lifetime. I've only seen Celtic and Rangers win the league. I think I'd be willing to put a mortgage on it. I don't think there'll be any other team outside Celtic and Rangers that will win the league for the next 15 years.
I think Derek McInnes will get them involved in an argument, Mick.
I think they'll be third this year. Yeah. Perhaps even a comfortable third. Splitting Celtic and Rangers. I don't think, maybe not this year.
Too soon.
But I think Hearts will be absolutely fine. I mean, they've got a rock solid manager who knows what he's doing. They've got investment coming in. He's finally what I want to see. I'm interested to see Derek McInnes given the tools to do a job properly. How he gets on, like having a kind of proper sports sciences and let's say the analytical backup.
He's got everything he needs there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, listen, he had a lot of that come up. I mean, I'm not dissing come up. A terrific club, and he was great for them. They did great as well. But it is a bigger operation at Hearts. So things like digging out the players himself, that he spent hours and hours pulling over footage and on phones and searching these guys himself. He can concentrate on his team now. He doesn't have to do that now. He still will be involved, but he doesn't need to spend so much time scouring through scouting reports and all that. All the stuff he was doing at previous clubs.
I think he'd just get just a great fit.
I think he'd be fine. I think he'd be absolutely fine.
I think he should have been appointed long before now, but now he's there. I think he'll be
absolutely fine. He'll do a good 2 or 3 years there, and he'll take over Scotland manager for Clarkie when Clarkie decides to give it a go.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, see if he was to cause Rangers a problem this summer, or at the start of the season, then there might be some Rangers fans looking up in that direction, saying, well, he should have been over there. That was always been the right fit. Depending on how Russell Martin gets along, obviously. Right, this is a good one. Ryan, you're obviously new to the gang. Keith, I've just noticed Ricky Gervais sitting next to Michael. So that's Ricky Gervais and Will Ferrell in the same Lisbon hotel room.
I'm not quite getting the same part as Ricky Gervais.
Are you taking that though? You having that?
Maybe the same bank balance right enough.